Hello listeners and welcome along to the 7th episode of the FullTimePodcast. I am, as always, as we say every single week, your host, Orjan Johnson, joined again by...
Mourinho TV.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always here, so I don't even need to say I'm glad to be back on the channel. I'm just always here.
Yeah, I don't know if this intro even is needed anymore. Like, everyone kind of just knows that, like, it's going to be Orjan Johnson and Ginger Mourinho TV on the channel every week, but just for new viewers if they come in...
What new viewers?
Here, I don't deserve this abuse. Before we get into it, this one might be extra. It depends on how long we actually talk about stuff, because I feel it might go over our average time of a podcast, but it really depends on how long it takes to talk about bits. Because last week I was away due to a family thing week going on, and you were away on the Sunday for some particularly bizarre reason. Oh wow, was that worth it?
It was. Bows won 1-0.
Quality game, I would presume.
It was crap.
Okay, so let's get into this week's topics now. If you guys are wondering why we're talking about topics from 2 weeks ago, that's because we didn't have the video last week. So we're going to start with the stuff from before this week's stuff anyways. So let's get into a game that I had down as a game to watch at the weekend, but turned out to be more of a battering rather than a competition, was Nice versus Monaco.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Did you watch it?
No, not at all.
You didn't watch any of it?
No, I didn't see any of it.
How did you not see any of it?
I was busy, and it was on at 4 o'clock during the day. And like BT or anything were showing it, so.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any highlights. But just so you viewers know, this game was the reason why we picked out this game is because we have a little wager on Monaco versus Nice to win Ligue 1. He went for Nice. I, being the sensible man on my French football, went for Monaco. Monaco currently sit top, PSG are second, and Nice are third.
Are PSG not third at the moment?
No.
Yeah, well, they should be third, considering that goal they scored against Lille was offside.
Doesn't matter.
But to be fair, let's not argue about that, because half the goals in the Premier League are offside anyways. What's it? Yeah, we have a $5 bet on. I think it's whoever wins the league. Imagine PSG just win it. It'd be just so annoying.
It would be, to be fair. Like.
But actually, I'd rather see Monaco win it than Nice. Not Nice, sorry. Monaco than PSG. Nice, I kind of just went with, I was kind of going with my heart. I wanted Nice to win. I had that soft spot for them. It's like, oh, come on, they can do it. Go on, Nice. They still could do it. But judging by the fact that that Monaco have scored over 100 goals in European football this season is a bit crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, so I watched the first half of that, but since I have exams coming up, I, took time out to lead the second half. But first half wasn't anything too amazing.
Oh, you missed out the goals.
Yeah, the first half was more than, complimentary to the game. And I thought nothing happened. I thought it'd be like a 0-0 or a 1-1, but then I just came back to 3 and I was like, what the hell? What happened? What did Nice do that just happened like that? Like, I've never seen Dante concede 3 goals in I don't know how many years. Moving on from that, we had the mighty Real Betis drew with Barcelona 1-1. Probably should have lost, but I will take that. Actually, people were giving out about that goal that should have been allowed. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
It was a mile over the line, to be fair. But they don't have goal line technology.
I heard about that. Yeah, it was like a mile over the line. The ref didn't give it, and there was a massive talk during the week about goal line technology. Guillaume Balaguer and all were talking about it, and then I was listening to the podcast, and they were saying just why it should be and why it shouldn't be added into Spanish football. But you can see why, because it takes away from a bit of excitement of the game with the goal line technology, because you just have the decisions here and then. It takes away something to talk about for fans and pundits.
I know, but if there's a genuine goal that should be given, I think it should be given.
I know, there's two sides of the coin, like there was to everything.
Yeah, if you're looking at it, if you're a Barcelona fan, you'd obviously be really disappointed. If you're a Betis fan, you'd be like, oh great. I think Betis fans would be a bit disappointed, considering, because I watched that game and Betis were like I know
someone doing exams, you're watching a lot of football.
Well, yeah, but I found this very nice streaming website in which I can watch all the football from around the world. So
what's the website called?
Vitbox.su. SX, sorry.
You have to, write it down for me.
Yeah, I will. It's very but I ended up watching that game, and to be fair to Real Betis, and I don't say this a lot about Real Betis playing Barcelona, they were actually the better team, to be fair to them, because the way they defended so well that it was kind of disappointing that they, even though they should have probably lost the game, they ended up getting the draw, which is probably well deserved in the end, even though, because Barcelona's quality of play is just so good that you would expect them to win a game like that. So Betis did well in the sense, but could have felt like they could have gotten something more out of it. A couple of transfers we missed out because we obviously didn't do a...
Actually, before you talk in, have any of you guys ever tried Mawam pinballs? I actually never tried them until I just started buying them, and I actually fucking crashed, I'm not gonna lie. The colour ones are unreal. As in, I don't know if I've tasted the flavour of the colour before, But it's such a nice favourite colour. And the colour ones kind of look like the orange ones. I don't know if there's any orange ones left. No, there isn't. But they kind of look the same, but you'll be able to tell the difference. But they're just like fucking fantastic. Right? The best thing in the world at the moment.
Thanks for, taking off the point for that really relatable football topic. Food reviews at Oran will be coming to the channel very soon. Enjoy. But anyways, the last time we recorded, transfer deadline day had not gone through, so there's a couple of transfers I want to run by you. One of the funniest transfers I absolutely love. Another Aston Villa reject, which is kind of funny how someone could be rejected by Aston Villa, considering about it. Ross McCormack went to Nottingham Forest, somehow managed to get out of his gate to drive down to Nottingham.
I didn't even know this until you put that on there.
Yeah, so he managed to head down to Nottingham Forest. Yeah, nobody knew it had happened. And then the first game he was meant to play, he couldn't because it was against Aston Villa. But, yeah, what a man. He's gone down. I always think he looked like, in the picture, I don't think I've shown you the picture of him signing, but he actually just looks like a rejected X Factor singer. But, yeah, Ross McCormack just like, his career's just kind of gone down the drain now. He had his good few years in the Championship. It was always a clinical finisher, but I think he was offered to go back to Fulham, and the Fulham manager asked, would you want Ross McCormack back? And they all said no. So I was just like, this is just not looking good for Ross. So he's gone to Nottingham Forest, where I think they're either in 19th place.
Relegation now.
Yeah, they're just above relegation
19th,
now.
Yeah.
Another move that went through, obviously, Branislav Ivanovic went to Zenit.
Actually, I did a little farewell piece on Ivanovic, if you want to, check it in my channel.
Is that in your Chelsea chat?
Chat.
I'll leave a link to that video in the description. I didn't actually see your thing about. I watched the beginning, but I didn't get to see the bit about Ivanovic.
Like, that's hurtful.
In my opinion, I think it was the right time for him to move.
It was. Like, he's been a great servant to the club. Brought wonderful memories. Europa League, Champions League. What more? He got a bit of stick last season, but I think he should have been kind of weaned out last season, and he wasn't. We just didn't have the players. But I think it's the right time for him to move, and I think he'll be up for the standard in the Russian league.
Yeah, and I think if a player of his age is looking to get somewhere to kind of end off your career, rather than going to China or the MLS, you
go to Russia.
Yeah, and especially because he's Serbian as well, he kind of fits in with the climate there as well.
Yeah.
So
if you take a look at it, would they take him in America? No, being honest, if you think about the type of player that they've taken in America, they're all these big flashy players. Yeah, but I think Cole, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, Andrea Pirlo, David Villa.
Yeah, but you think about that, like, Giovinco wasn't anything amazing when he went over to the US.
He was, though. He was really...
But he wasn't flashy. People wouldn't know him if you were to ask them about him when he went over. If you think about... I say there's a good few Chelsea fans over in America, and they wouldn't know who Branislav Ivanovic is.
That's a few shots fired right there.
Yeah, but at the same time as well, Branislav Ivanovic is... I think any manager in the MLS would like to have him just because of his experience of winning, things like that. But I think in terms of Ivanovic, he probably was offered a club in the MLS to go to, in my opinion. But he probably chose to go to Zenit because at least they're still challenging for Europa League, Champions League football, and still playing at a reasonably high level. So to me, that's the best move for him. Whether he'll get started in football Zenit, I don't know, because pretty sure Smolnikov plays right back for them, and he's very decent at the moment.
I don't like Zenit.
You don't like Zenit? No. Why?
Their fans are racist, and when Axel Witsel and Hulk signed for them. Basically, their fans, to be honest, if there's any slight possibility there is Zenit fans listening to this, I don't know how true this is, but what was rumoured at the time is literally the fans there was hundreds and thousands of them signed a petition to get Hulk and Axel Witsel out of their club because they were black.
Fun fact about Axel Witsel, he's actually, do you know the movie Beverly Hills Cop?
No.
Anyways, there's a cop in that called Axel Foley, and Axel Witsel is actually named after him.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's actually the truth. That's the full on truth. Axel Witzel's obviously gone to China. Turned out so both of them are gone. Actually, just like coincidence, they're not playing at the same club now.
No.
That would have been funny. But anyways, he's gone over to China. I could probably see him coming back to Europe maybe a couple of years. Probably.
I can't believe Hulk's gone to fucking China. What a class player Hulk was.
Why does that surprise you though? He's gone to such teams just for the money.
I know, yeah.
Porto was probably the only team he didn't go for the money, and that was to develop his career. Then he went to Zenit, which is like, even though there was so many Premier League clubs, he went to Zenit obviously for the money, and he's gone to China for the money. So it doesn't really surprise me that he's gone to.
China. I know, but you know where I'm coming from. Like, he has so much talent and waste.
Yeah. I don't like the way people in the Chinese league get singled out as like, oh, you're so money grabbing and everything. People who go to the Chinese league, like, you're taking it from a perspective like, oh, I want to be loyal to clubs and everything, go to clubs. These people like have to talk with the future. You're looking at football isn't like your average job where you like work until you're about 65 and then retire.
I've said this to people, right? When players go to China, it isn't just their families that will benefit from them. It's their kids that will benefit, their mums, their dads, their grandparents, their kids' kids, their kids' grandparents, their kids, and so on. As that money, let's take a look at Carlos Tevez. He's earning something like 81,000 a week. That money's going to benefit his family for generations. I
don't think it's 81,000 a week. I think it's well over 300,000.
No, sorry, I mean 81,000 a day.
Yeah.
And 800,000 a week.
He's he's the highest earning footballer just based off football in the world. 32 million a year. I don't like. I can get some players going, but Tevez doesn't really make sense to me. Like, and I know I was just saying like I don't get why people slate them, but Tevez has left clubs so many times to say he wants to go back to his home country.
Yeah.
And he ends like he said that Man City, and then he just went off to Juventus. That's nowhere even near the same as Argentina.
But they speak Italian and Spanish are kind of similar, so that's probably how.
Like I've spoken to a few Italian people, like Spanish and Italian aren't that very similar. A couple of words would be the same, but not exactly certain phrases that you'd be saying the exact same.
But the linguistics.
I know, but you're looking at Tevez. He's probably banked up for a couple of seasons anyways, and he's after going back to Argentina. You're thinking about, I'm pretty sure he's kids, doesn't he? Yeah. So you're moving your kids so many places at the one time.
But why? No, see, some footballers don't move their kids. Wouldn't move their kids if they were like that.
But that's even worse then, because then their kids grow up without a father.
I don't grow up without a father. It's not that bad. They always have a father.
I doubt he's flying over every weekend.
Yeah, but he's just working. That's what he's doing.
I know, but my dad goes away for the week, but at least he comes back at the weekends. Like, this guy's going away and maybe see him 3 months a year. Like, that's probably not a good relationship to have with your dad. Like,
do we have some fatherly issues?
No, we don't. We actually don't. And my dad's a great man, and you know that.
Oh, what a guy, Keenan.
Yeah.
Does Keenan watch these? My dad watches mine.
Which is Keenan watch what?
Keenan watch these?
He has asked before, but I keep showing him and he keeps forgetting. So,
does
your dad listen to this?
Oh yeah. No, not this. My videos.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Martin. This is the podcast. Big shout out to Martin.
No, my videos.
But anyways, no, I was saying, he has so much money at the moment, and you made that he probably his kids point, which I made the argument that, like, you know, like it's only 3 months a year you get to see your kids then, and then if he is moving his kids, that's not good for them because they're moving schools all the time, which isn't great. And I think he's after going back to Argentina. He's enough money to sort him out for life. Why change? Like, he's after going back to an environment he's used to. Like, I don't see the whole point.
But the money on offer in China is like far beyond anyone's imagination. Like, I think that's a big power.
Yeah, but he doesn't need it, is the thing.
Yeah, but money is a powerful thing. Like I said, the money in China won't just benefit his family. The money he's been earning throughout his career is just going to benefit his family. But this China money will benefit generations of his family.
Fair enough, but at the same time, I just don't get that one. I don't know why. Maybe it'll come to me later on. I can get Axel Witsel and all that, because, like, at least when he's moving, his family does go with him, and that is, like, it's kind of early on in his career, so, you know, it's kind of like he can still move back to Europe, and at the same time his kids are getting the experience of going to another country, which, you know, Tevez is kind of a bit mental. They've gone to Argentina, England, Italy, and now China, so, you know, if they're not fluent in like 4 languages at this stage, that's a...
2 of the players that have gone to China, Gallo and Tiote.
Oh, big Tiote. What a man. I actually love him. What a legend. Wasn't doing well at Newcastle, so he just decided, you know what, I'm going to go to China.
I can't even remember who he signed for.
I don't know who half them signed for. Some of them signed for second division teams, and I just don't even care.
Shenzhen. There's 2 teams in Shenzhen. Like, and people have been giving out, like, about Sky Sports saying, oh, there's 2 teams in Shenzhen, so... Gallo's gone to one of the Shenzhen teams, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. Pano's gone to China!
I saw that.
Banter.
Yeah, after all of his time trying to revitalise his career, and it just didn't work, so he just left. Who else has gone? Yeah, Gallo went to China. That was for 20 million. So Watford actually lost out on 30 million they could have made in the summer. But Gallo, I feel sorry for Gallo. I don't think Gallo wanted to move. I think Gallo at the beginning of the summer wanted to play good football and he wanted to stay with Watford. And they decided, you know, I'm going to stay here.
Do you know Gallo? Do you know him?
Well, he came out and said he wanted to play for the club in the summer. He said he didn't want to leave for China. And then I think maybe the way it went was he wasn't getting his game time. It wasn't really for him. I think he kind of took him by surprise and he was like, you know, like, I'm not playing here. Like, China's probably one of the offers on the table that will get me money to sort me out. So he went. So yeah, that's really who went out. Markovic signed for Hull on loan from Liverpool.
I think that's a good sign. Very good sign.
Yeah. He was alright in his debut match. Was that against Man United? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, it was class.
Yeah.
Did you know? Go Hull.
Hull
are staying up. Just saying here.
I'm not going to go with that yet. If they draw or beat Arsenal,
I'll tip 2-0.
Did they lose? Oh, they played today. Fair enough. I didn't watch that game, obviously. They lost 2-0.
Yeah.
That's annoying. I wanted Arsenal to lose. But
yeah.
anyways.
But that's because Jack Brown supports them.
Yeah.
Speaking of him, what an arrogant SOB for dealing with Arsenal. Like, my God, I thought Liverpool fans were bad. This one Liverpool fan in my school, right? And he's just the most... As like the start of the year, he was like, Anthony Wijnaldum, Firmino, Coutinho, Sadio Mane, I love Liverpool. And now he's just like, I don't care. It's only football. It's only 11 men on the pitch kicking the ball. Don't care.
Last week's episode I thought actually went really well. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a fun episode to do. Was it the best?
But he's a terrible quizmaster, terrible quizmaster.
Yeah, but I don't really think that really matters in the long term, does it really?
No. But
I thought it was a good episode. It wasn't our best episode.
No.
I still think our best episode was maybe episode 3 or something. I can't remember what we talked about, but I just remember that being a particularly good episode.
Here's a little funny antidote. He had to. He's Odin does all the editing. He had to delete a bit out of the podcast last week. Did we talk about that?
Nah, I wouldn't really go into it too much.
Alright.
It's not really too big anyways.
It's just a funny antidote.
It was funny. I think in the next episode though, if we do something with someone who else comes in, I think we need to get at least another microphone, because having 3 people crowd around one microphone was very difficult to do, especially when like, because Jack spoke really low at the beginning. Some bits he'd speak really high, and then some bits he'd speak really low. You do that as well. Because I know it's like, I'm going through the stream of the audio, then it's really low, and then all of a sudden there's this big shout from Oren, and it goes mental. So...
No, but like, my voice is actually always, it's like, it might not be like, it's like low like this. It wouldn't always be like, hello, can you actually hear me? See, look, on the screen right now, the things are ready to go. When I talk normally, there's these little blue markers that like, signal our voice, are really like that. And then when I shout about something really passionately, they go off the scale. Is that what you mean?
I apologise for any people wearing earphones at the moment. That was not intentional. Anyways, getting back to football. Let's talk about who are the best transfer window in your opinion.
Jesus. Probably Julian Draxler, PSG. That's probably it.
No, like what team had the best January transfer window?
Marseille,
how so?
They brought in Morgan Sanson, Patrice Evra, Dimitri Payet, and Gregory Sertic from Bordeaux.
That was decent.
And I'm pretty sure they brought someone else, but I can't remember who it was.
And then the best January transfer window in the Premier League.
Hull brought like an 8 or 7 new players. That seems to be working for them. Swansea, their new signing seems to be working for them. They're doing well. Yeah. So I put it on par with Swansea and Hull.
I'm going to go for Chelsea having the best January transfer.
And what about Chelsea didn't sign anyone.
Yeah, I know that's the fact, but we got rid of Oscar for 60 million, so I think that's good business in itself. I think Arsenal the best transfer window. Signing that non-league player, fair play to you. Not like you're challenging for the title or anything.
And then what about just in general, like who had the best transfer window?
In general, probably Hull. I'd say like they brought in players, like they needed players, and
so out of everyone that's made transfers in the whole entire world, you think it's Hull?
In the entire world.
That's what it kind of meant, like in general.
I'm gonna probably PSG because they brought in Julian Draxler. I think he's going to be so influential for them now, especially when they're still trying to push for that title.
He's gotten something like 3. He's done so well in his like past game. He scored in his debut. He scored in the next game, and he got assists in the next game. He's gotten a couple of assists as well. Like he's actually done so well since he arrived.
I can't see him being there the long term though. This is only a stepping stone for him. Like he'll go to some Premier League or La Liga team sooner or later in his career. I can't see.
He'll probably go to Sevilla. I don't know why. I think that's just Sevilla's just the team for him.
Yeah. Then again, I thought Wolfsburg would be the team for him, and look where they are now.
True.
He's still young, still has a lot of time to develop, so he's going to be a very good. Whether they decide to play him a bit further forward, maybe he can definitely play striker. I think so. He has a good finish on him. Like he's not playing there at the moment. Obviously, he plays in the central attacking midfield role. But if you needed a job done up front, I guarantee he would do a good job. I can't remember who he scored against, but it was this goal. Like he nutmegged some defender and he just chipped it over the keeper. But at his age, to be able to finish like that and to be able to play as well as he does, like that is kind of the recipe for a top quality player in the future. Obviously Arsenal, we're heavily linked with him for 5-6 seasons, and as Arsenal always do, don't sign that player.
They were linked with Cavani, they fucked up. They linked with Higuain, they fucked them. Let's just leave Arsenal. We had our Arsenal episode last week.
We don't really talk about, like, they don't do anything, so there's no point in even talking about
really
them.
Don't.
Going on then to the FA Cup, which actually happened. Leicester played Derby there a couple of days ago. Did you watch that?
No, but I saw like Demar Gay's goal, which was pretty sexy.
Not watching a lot of football at the moment, or?
I am actually watching a lot of football. Today, what did I watch? On Tuesday I watched some PSG and Lyon. Wednesday I watched some Dortmund and Hertha Berlin in the Cup. Yesterday I didn't watch anything. Thursday was any football on? Well, I was playing football. See, I'm always coaching and like playing football myself. Like, so you can kind of count that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the Leicester Derby game was good. Ndidi's goal was really good. I really liked that. Ndidi's a top quality player. I think he'd be good in the future. Probably if Leicester get relegated, he'd probably move to some other team. Which I don't.
That team's fucked if they get relegated.
If they keep, I think the only thing they can do now is if they get knocked out the Champions League, then I can see them surviving. But if they stay in the Champions League, they're gone. Could you imagine if they actually win the Champions League and get relegated? Then they'd be like a league.
I've been saying this for the whole year. Leicester are going to win the FA Cup and the Champions League and get relegated.
They mightn't win the FA Cup. They just about beat Derby.
They beat them 3-1.
Yeah, no, but they had to go to a replay.
So
Did you see Darren Bent's own goal in the first game?
yeah.
They should have probably lost. But
That was nice.
let's have a look at some of the fixtures that are coming up then. Alright, so Arsenal are playing Sutton as we...
I'm going to go for a cheeky 1-0 Sutton.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. Could you imagine that?
Because like it's just the magic of the FA Cup. It's what the FA Cup is built for, right? A massive team like Arsenal, in inverted commas, going to play something in a small ground, a plastic pitch, and tiny change room. Giroud's gonna go like, I'm Olivier Giroud. Where is my mirror? Where is my gel? And they're playing in a shit ground, in a shit change room, and they're gonna get done over 1-0.
Yeah, so it's gonna go. They actually did beat Leeds last time as well, so anything is possible.
Leeds, you mean, not Leo?
Dirty Leeds.
You said Leo.
Did I say Leeds?
You did.
Probably messed up my voice when I was going through there, but anyways, they beat Dirty Leeds and Dirty Sutton progressed. Apparently they're both meant to be very dirty teams, so if you're sure, how's he gonna handle it? That don't touch my hair. Oh, but anyways, I can't wait to see that, especially Alexis Sanchez going up against some random guy. Oh, I hope they play that 43-year-old goalkeeper. Have you seen him?
They're not going to play him.
Could you imagine?
Against Arsenal, they're not going to play him.
Could you imagine if the other goalkeeper gets injured?
They're not going to play him.
Could you imagine that?
They'll probably sign someone else.
That'd be so funny. That's obviously one of the games they're going to go. Did you actually see that thing? It was like if it's like this thing, Arsenal Fan TV, if they lose something, it's like Arsenal 0, Sutton 2, tie, and then it has in commas, we can still win the FA Cup. It's so bad the way Arsenal fans, when they lose a game, they don't really care that they lost. They look forward to Arsenal Fan TV. Gary Neville fired a few shots at them. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
The fact that Gary Neville even knows who they are is funny enough in itself. Actually, oh my god, you see his Instagram post, Gary Neville's. He's like in the barbers and he took a picture against the mirror of someone cutting. Jamie Carragher comments, tell her to take a bit off the nose.
Oh yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Tell her to take a bit off the nose. What a man.
What's the next FA Cup game?
Next FA Cup game is Chelsea Wolves.
Which Wolves Chelsea, actually?
Well, either or. They're the two teams in it. Who do you think?
It's going to be 3-1 Chelsea.
Alright, I'll go with that as well. It seems likely. I can't see Wolves not scoring, considering they took down the mighty Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah. In inverted commas.
Fulham Spurs. At Craven Cottage. At the mighty atmosphere of Craven Cottage.
Replay and then Spurs to batter them 3-0.
Come on, Fulham. I'm going to say Fulham to win 2-1.
Why?
I don't know, I just have a feeling. They beat...
Oh, it's because your man David.
Yeah, I actually want them to win it as well. Mainly I want them to win it so that they get Chelsea next and they get battered by Chelsea. But they are at home. They beat Hull 4-1 in the last FA Cup game. So, Sonny Aluka's on good form. You got yourself a decent outfit there. And Spurs don't tend to play their big strength teams in the FA Cup, which you can take that how you will. But I could see them maybe getting a good result there. Next game is Burnley versus Lincoln.
Burnley to win. It's that Turf Moor. Burnley are going to win 1-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Burnley. Game after that, Middlesbrough versus Oxford.
You know what? Middlesbrough in poor form at the moment are probably going to be thinking about survival. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Oxford.
Yeah, actually. They could, but let's be fair. Middlesbrough will probably play a second tier team and probably still beat Oxford.
That's what I'm going for.
I'm going to go for 1-0 to Middlesbrough just because, they don't score goals really. Huddersfield Town versus Manchester City. Obviously, Isaiah Brown playing for Huddersfield. I think I'm going to go with Huddersfield.
Are you actually serious?
I actually am.
Oh my god.
I see when this comes back now, it's going to be they're going to have the Champions League to worry about the week after. They're going to be focusing on the league trying to get top 4. So I'm looking at they're going to play a week inside against Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town are on good form this year. Isaiah Brown, I absolutely love him. He's on loan from Chelsea, obviously.
Want to bet then?
Yeah, go on.
How much bet?
I'll go low because it's Huddersfield, €2.
€2. So I go for Man City and for Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Done.
I'm
Shaking
just
the
saying
hands
it.
right there.
Giant killers. Other game then, Blackburn somehow not liquidated Rovers versus Man United.
Man United win 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 3-0 United. And then the big clash. Not the big West Ham Millwall derby, but it is Millwall versus Leicester City.
Millwall to win 2-0.
Yeah, I think they need the money from the FA Cup as well.
So who's going to win it for you?
Millwall. 1-0.
Oh.
Moving on a bit then to foreign football. Obviously the
San Pauli, right? Beat. I think they were third in the league. Eintracht Braunschweig 2-1 last week away, and are now only 3 points from safety. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
still in the relegation zone.
Yeah, they're still bottom, but still they're 3 points off, right? And like this week, I think they come. I can't pronounce the team's name. They're fifth in the German Bundesliga as well. But they are, if they can win this, they'll go level on points with the team that's in 15th. So it could be a survival fight for St. Pauli. They looked well adrift earlier on in the season, so hopefully they'll survive.
Yeah,
I'm actually wearing my St. Pauli jersey at the moment.
As if we couldn't have guessed that. But the same thing in the Bundesliga as well. We also had.
Are we on about Zwei or Ein?
Actually,
No. One more thing about Zwei, right? I'm actually gonna get this up to prove to you how tight it is, because I just so you don't think I'm making up these stats. Where is it? Are they showing it? They're not showing it. Anyway, at the time last week, right? At the time I was I think, but now Stuttgart won. Between first, second, and third, there's 3 points. Between second and third, there's nothing. They're both level on 35, and then it goes something like then Hertha Berlin, Union Berlin are something on like 32, who are in fourth, and then fifth place are on 30. That's how tight it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. People think the Premier League is tight. Bundesliga is why promotion race.
Yeah.
Is where it's at.
Obviously last week RB Leipzig are beginning to be found out. They lost to Dortmund and then
I watched that game. That was pretty good.
Yeah, so they lost Dortmund and then who are they playing now?
Oh, they're playing Hamburg at this moment. They're losing 2-0.
2-0. So that could be another damaging.
There's another Hamburg team looking to survive. Banter.
Go on, Hamburg. Hamburg, the only team in the Bundesliga never to have been relegated.
If Hamburg get relegated next year, right, and St. Pauli stay up, we should go to the game, do a little derby days versus.
Wait, Hamburg versus St. Pauli?
Yeah.
Wait, what if they get relegated?
If Hamburg get relegated and St. Pauli stay up, they'll be in the same division.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe St. Pauli could get promoted. Anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much there. Anything else you want to talk about Bundesliga related? No?
Not Bundesliga right now.
Alright. Going over to Spain, the Copa del Rey finalists have been announced as Alaves and FC Barcelona. Barcelona going through...
Sevilla in poor form lately.
Sevilla, yes.
Actually, they drew 0-0 with Villarreal last week, and Nasri missed a pen.
Well, to be fair to Villarreal, they have the second best defensive record in Europe, so I wouldn't be too annoyed about drawing
score
with
goals
them.
up there as well.
Yeah, but score goals, yeah, but if they're the best defensive team in Europe means that they don't concede many goals, so...
Yeah, but it was no. The reason why I'm annoyed about last week because they cost me money. That's all. Sevilla are in bad form at the moment.
There's an easy way to get rid of that feeling, or just stop betting. This is as easy as that.
But no, Sevilla have been on a bit of bad form lately. They haven't been winning it. As in the Real Madrid and Barcelona have, it's not a massive gap, but they have quite a bit of a gap in themselves.
Yeah, the thing is though, I feel that Sevilla are probably just aiming for Champions League. So
yeah,
actually, to be fair enough though,
well, it's probably been a better season than most Sevilla fans and the club expected. So take it what you get.
Will they do a Liverpool? Think they can win the league and then just say, oh no, all we want is top four, and then drop out of the top four and be like, oh no, it's just a transition season. So maybe we'll see. I think Sevilla will probably keep that top
I love
four.
Jorge Sampaoli. He's managing Sevilla at the moment. What a guy. What a guy. He managed Chile at the World Cup in 2014. And he had another team in between that. I can't remember who it was. And now he's at Sevilla. And he's doing wonderful things.
Very good. Let's go over to Italy for a minute, where Juventus beat Inter Milan 1-0.
Italia. Oh, Juan Cuadrado's goal. Golazo.
It was
Golazo.
top Benjamins.
Calcio is where it's at. Calcio is magnifique.
Was there some Elche player that scored a very similar goal to Cuadrado? It was like a 4-0 game or something.
Oh no, Eibar,
sorry, yeah.
Oh, that was a cracking goal. That captain scored an unbelievable goal at the Mestalla. And Valencia actually, no, let's go back to Spanish football for a sec. Valencia are fucking struggling.
Oh yeah, big time.
And they're like one of the biggest. I think they're like the third biggest club in Spain, behind Barcelona and Real Madrid.
They're Atletico Madrid.
No, I mean like history-wise.
History-wise, yeah.
Now, yeah, of course. All this, Sky Sports nonsense. But like, if you look at like La Liga history, I'm pretty sure it is Valencia.
Speaking of which, though, at the same,
Peter Lim, though, in charge of Valencia, is an absolute moron. I don't know fully about the whole stuff that's going on at Valencia, but it is centered around Peter Lim and him trying to sell the club, and the Valencia fans are getting really annoyed because the club are doing so bad. But they have a great bunch of players at Valencia though as well.
Oh yeah, they're really underperforming. I think
Jose Gaia plays them; is unbelievable. Diego Alves is their keeper. They've got some other class players in there that have just skipped my mind for some reason.
Yeah, the thing is, I think they're lacking goals up front. Now their team isn't really performing like it used to because they really panic buy, and like when a team is as desperate as to sign Simone Zaza, it's not going well. They brought in Nani.
Nani, good player.
Nani, yeah, and Nani is good. Like, but you think maybe they'd be challenging for top 4, and they're just not. Like, it's one of those things. I think maybe they're having a Chelsea from last season where they performed well the season before, but now it's just kind of not kind of maybe they're gonna have to write this off the transitional season. Maybe get rid of Zaza. I don't want to see Zaza playing for any good club ever again. Get rid of Zaza. Send him back to Sassuolo.
In the League of
Ireland. Oh God.
With Izzy! It's Akinade and Zaza!
Oh God. Akinade probably still score more goals than Zaza in the league season. But anyways, that's all about the La Liga. I want to go back over to the Premier League where we can talk about a couple of last week's results. Starting off with the absolute destruction of Arsenal Football
Club. Fabregas in magic, he was a magic hand. Corner side for Octo, plays it off Octo. He passes with his left foot, he passes with his right. And when we win the league again, we'll sing this song, alright?
So, obviously Chelsea beat Arsenal 3-1. Arsenal getting that consolation goal near the end thanks to, I can't believe I'm gorgeous, Olivier Giroud. The goals of that game came from the imagine Eden Hazard, also coming from Alonso, and also the big man Fabregas.
Are you reading that off your phone?
Yeah, I am.
I would have been able to tell it off my head if you just asked.
I completely forgot about Alonso, to be fair. But then Arsenal fans were giving out, it was such a foul, his goal.
Oh yeah. Oh, like people like, the game completely changed after the final Bellerin.
It shouldn't have to change. If you were good enough, it wouldn't matter whether Bellerin was playing or not.
But to be honest, as in the way the ref is looking at it, right, you can see why he might not give him a foul. Yes, in one way with his foul, but when you're challenging for someone, you're obviously you might knock into them.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going up for a header. So you have to look at it both ways, instead, like I am right now, instead of looking at the biases of either from a Chelsea point of view or an Arsenal point of view.
Listen to this for a sec, because I think I have really good analysis on how this game went in the end. The way it went is Arsenal just obviously have the more drive and Chelsea have obviously the more drive and determination to win games because they've won the league before, and you're looking at the game was kind of summed up with that Bellerin injury because both of them went up with their arms in the air. But the thing was, Alonso just had more of like a determination to get ahead of him, and obviously he was a couple of feet taller, well not a couple of feet, a couple of inches taller. But he just had the more determination, the drive to get the goal, and he ended up getting. And that kind of summarised the entire game in general. There's no work ethic put up front. Alexis Sanchez was poor. Ozil was poor. It won't be shot at the beginning 15 minutes.
You're one of them, aren't you?
Yeah, one of them. But I still stand by it. Ozil hasn't been great this season. There's been that one goal against Ludogorets, and that's all Arsenal fans have remembered. He has been shocking, and I think the only thing that Ozil can take out that he did well in that match was given out to Alexis Sanchez for not applauding the fans. Iwobi's shot in the first 15 minutes was probably the most threatening that they had apart from the goal, and even that wasn't a great shot either. The whole Chelsea team in general were just amazing. Eden Hazard.
Costa.
Yeah, but Costa, I think he was good in like say sort of when he came back to drop back to midfield, but the final pass into the third was just poor. I think that was a lot of time. It could have been 4 or 5 for Chelsea in that match, and I think the defence would be a bit annoyed to have conceded.
Yeah,
as well.
I was so annoyed when we could see that goal. Absolutely raging. I love my clean sheets.
Yeah, Petr Cech didn't show great distribution either by the way he passed out.
That was a brilliant Bob's test.
Forgot he was playing for Arsenal.
He probably did.
But at the same time as well, Eden Hazard just had he just ran away.
He destroyed that Arsenal defense.
It was like playing against the under-5s when you saw Eden Hazard come up against Laurent Koscielny. Coquelin, slide in and take the legs off him. I don't like. That's what you should be doing.
I said this in my own video, right? If I was Coquelin, right, I would have just killed Hazard. Literally slid on him and made him fly crashing to the billboard.
People are saying like, I remember the argument when we put out, it was like, Arsenal, if that was Sanchez going through, people would have taken him down, and the people were going, Coquelin tried to. No, he didn't. He put his hand on his shoulder. Like, Eden Hazard isn't the strongest people. Sure, he's strong enough, but he shouldn't be as strong as Francis Coquelin. Coquelin, if I was him, slide in, take the legs off him. I don't care. Do what you have to do to stop him. It's only 1-0 at the time this is happening. There's still a chance of your team getting back into it. So, bit of a joke. Koscielny, I don't think there was anything he could have really done. Mustafi should have been covering him. And that's the exact same for the first goal as well.
Gabriel was woeful as well.
Oh, Gabriel isn't a footballer. He's just he isn't. And to be putting him at right back when he's a centre back is even worse. It's like when they played Nacho Monreal at centre back that one time. It's not acceptable anymore, and I can understand why Arsenal
I'm actually going to apologise for both of us here at the moment. We kind of are giving a lot of hate to Arsenal at the moment.
No, but I'm not giving hate to them in the way I'm trying to just.
Oh no, I know that in this like part we're actually talking over them in like a journalistic point of view, but like we have kind of giving them a lot of hate in this episode.
Well, I think a lot of it is warranted, not towards the fans themselves, but to the players and to the way the management is being run. That club is an absolute joke. You're talking about one of the biggest clubs in England. It's just like being absolutely neglected. Settling for top 4, it's just not an option. I think the fans maybe a couple of years ago would have settled for that. I don't think fans are settling for that now. I think they just have to deal with it. I don't think anyone, if they finish 4th this season, is going to be like, oh, good season, we won the FA Cup and we got a top 4. That might have been acceptable 2 or 3 years ago because people are like, oh, don't worry, we can do it next year. They're starting to turn to Liverpool. They're actually starting to turn to Liverpool the way they're just focusing on history at the moment. And it's actually annoying because I actually really liked Arsenal when they were playing well. Arsenal were such a nice team to watch. Their football was absolutely... Like, their football was top class. I remember seeing them play maybe 2 or 3 years ago. The way they passed the ball was simply amazing. And the fact that they are just being so poor now is actually just annoying because... I like the Premier League. I like the way the Chelsea won the league, but I want to see some competition. Spurs are the close rivals. Spurs 2 years ago were struggling to get European spots. Now they're second. People need to start. Like, I hope Spurs finish above Arsenal because Arsenal fans will actually get it into their thick heads that Spurs are better than them. Spurs are better than Arsenal at the moment, and I don't care. And I'm actually going on a rant at the moment, but Arsenal.
This episode's going to be called Odin's rant.
It actually is because I don't know how. Anyway, that people are thinking. That guy who went to the match, he got absolutely slated for bringing that Wenger out sign. I don't blame him for it.
Fans are entitled to their own opinion, though.
Yeah.
This is actually something like Gary Neville was like, these fans. He's like, I'm Gary Neville. I'm not crap at doing a Gary Neville accent, but anyway, we're just gonna go on and play the character. And well, these fans also think so much for this club. They blah blah blah. They still deserve an opinion. Blah,
Gary
blah, blah,
Neville
blah.
or Rio Ferdinand.
Anyway, but like fans deserve as much of opinion as you, Gary Neville, who probably isn't listening whatsoever, but I just called him out. Because Gary Neville is getting paid to talk about football, and I'm not just getting. I don't mean as in like, oh, there's your paycheck, €20. He is getting paid a lot of money to talk about football, and even. And like he's probably not even saying what he wants sometimes because I think Sky Sports kind of censorship what they want to say and bias them towards the Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea's. But fans pay £50 per ticket probably if they're an adult.
That's at least as well.
That's probably at least for most fans. I know away tickets are now £30, but still. Just in general, if you look at it, it's like £50 ticket. Then if you're looking at the away fan, they're paying money on train fare, food, drinks or whatever, program, and then for season ticket holders, they're paying their season ticket, and even travel to home game is still costing them money. So fans deserve to have their opinion. I think it's wrong to boo players, as in during the game, or at any stage during the match, but outside of the ground, outside of it, where players are, because you need to support your players from minute 1 to 94th or 90th or whatever, and then after that you can say whatever you want, whether it's on Arsenal Fan TV, on Twitter, on 100% Chelsea or Redmen TV. Yeah,
Gary Neville made the point that people shouldn't be giving out about Arsene Wenger because of the legacy he's left. That's the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. Sure, every Arsenal fan 100% thankful of what he has done as a legacy. But that's a legacy. That's in the past. It's not here now. They're not actually challenging for the title. They're not doing anything that is even worth shouting about.
Maybe Gary Neville's a secret Liverpool fan.
Maybe. Because he's starting to talk more about history than half of the people that are Liverpool fans or Arsenal fans. And Arsenal fans, I say they're turning into Liverpool fans at the moment, but they're not there yet. They're not. They want to win things. Liverpool fans,
no, they're not that bad. It's just the one fan that I've met.
Well, no, there's a couple of Arsenal fans who are focusing, mainly the Wenger in people, are just focusing like, oh, look what he's done. I get it.
Most Arsenal fans I know, it's just like, because I know one in Scary's who's just kind of like deflated and dead. He doesn't care anymore. He knows they're going to be beaten by Bayern, and he thinks they're going to be beaten by Sutton. And then you get the other ones who are so optimistic. I was at the Emirates earlier on in the season for Arsenal and Bournemouth, and like, I know they won that game, but like none of them are as bad as that your man.
Yeah, I miss the good old days. Bring back the good old days where we had Liverpool, who were a quality side. Chelsea.
Oh come on, no.
No, when you had the good games between Liverpool and Chelsea, the 4-4s, you had the 4-4s between Arsenal and Liverpool. Bring back the good hashtag bring back the good old days, because I am sick of teams running away with the league. No matter how much I like Chelsea, I do not want them running away at this time of the season.
No, I'm definitely not agreeing with them. Hashtag keep Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United where they are.
I get what you mean, and I get fans, if Liverpool and Arsenal do start doing well, they're going to be like, look at us now. They're going to big them up, but I don't care. I am willing to take that sacrifice if it makes the league more competitive.
No, I'm happy with Chelsea running away with the league. I'm delighted.
Well, obviously you are, but
I would love Chelsea. I would love it even more if Chelsea turned into the brand new of the Premier League and just smashed everyone.
I obviously you would, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I don't like it when Chelsea win the league either, but at the same time I want to see, like, when I'm like a neutral football fan and I'm sitting down to watch games, I want to see good football. I want to see competition. I don't want to see something like, that's what I commend the MLS for, because they have the playoffs. At least there's something to look forward to. It's not one team running away with the league. That's why I don't particularly watch the Serie A all the time, because it's just going to be won by Juventus. I don't watch the La Liga because it's either going to be won by Barcelona or Real. I don't particularly watch liking the Bundesliga because it's mainly won by Bayern Munich. Dortmund is one in recent years, but that was so long ago as well. There's no League is being won by PSG, I think, the past 5 years in a row, and this is probably the first year I've...
What year is it? 2017? I think, no, they won it in 2013.
2013.
And Montpellier won in 2012.
Right, so they won it. They've been winning it for the past few years though now. This is the only year I've actually been interested in watching League One, because it's actually some sort of competition where I actually feel that I want this team to do well. It shouldn't have to be a fact. Like, I don't want Leicester every year. I don't want that. I don't want like a random team winning it every year.
I think that'd be pretty fun.
It would be fun, but at the same time, I want to see. When I hear of a top 4 race, I don't imagine one team 12 points ahead and the second team and the third team kind of maybe 3 points between each other, and then fourth.
That's what I said. People should watch the Bundesliga. Why? Remember I was talking about earlier on.
Yeah, but people don't want to watch football. People want to watch football that they can most relate to, in a way that they're watching it, say, in a country that speaks the same language as them. And this is not like, obviously people will watch the Bundesliga and everything and all that, but people want to watch.
People looking for football clubs they relate to. Then actually go see the team that are in the different country, or support your local league. It's simple as.
I get that, but at the same time, people have grown up with the Premier League from the day they were born, if they liked football, and they've been watching it through and through. And I think this is probably the worst time to be a Premier League fan, because the quality of football at the moment is not on the par of La Liga. It's not on the par of the Bundesliga. You have maybe 3 or 4 teams who play really nice football, and then other teams that scrap out wins or whatever. Sure, you can have the big upset in the Premier League. It is fairly contested, but that's at the bottom half of the table. I do not see... Last year it was very contested, and last year was a real exciting season for everyone who watched it. But now it is just like one big team comes in, and I know a lot of other fans say this who aren't Chelsea fans, but the money makes a difference. And I don't care what anyone says. And that's not an excuse for other teams to make it. Every team in the top 4 has a lot of money, and they can easily spend it if they choose to. And I want to see players being brought in. You talk about being the best league in the world, but you do not have the 2 best players in the world. You do not have any of the best teams in the world. So at the moment, it's just a mockery of a league.
Premier League don't even have the best 3 or 4 or 5 players in the world.
They don't.
Okay, best players in the world right now, right? Messi, Neymar, Suarez, Ronaldo, Neuer.
And probably Bale as well as there.
Oh, Bale, there you go. There's 6. There's 6 players.
You're looking...
None of them are in the Premier League right now.
As much as I love N'Golo Kante, saying that N'Golo Kante, in my opinion, is the best player in the Premier League. without a shadow of a doubt. He's the best player in the Premier League. But for a league to have their best player being a central midfielder does not give me any confidence.
He's only been there for 2 seasons.
Exactly. That shows it even more. He is the best player. Statistically, something came out that Juan Mata has been the best central attacking midfielder in the Premier League since 2011. Juan Mata, great player. He's not world class. I don't care. He's not world class. He's not a world class midfielder. Toni Kroos plays for Real Madrid. Granted, he got in the team here unjust this year, but he's a top quality player. James Rodriguez, top quality player. Doesn't even get in the Real Madrid team the majority of the time. Bring him over. Sign these players. I want to see contested football.
But the thing is, Premier League players, other than Paul Pogba, no one's really willing to break the bank for players anymore.
Yeah, and that's
like Chelsea could have easily broke the bank for James Rodriguez in January. Didn't. As in,
I know. To be fair, I don't think Real Madrid were going to sell him.
Maybe we don't need to. Yes, maybe Real Madrid weren't going to sell him. But it's these type of players, it's these type of moves that the Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich are willing to make. But Bayern Munich broke the bank for Renato Sanchez. Real Madrid broke the bank for players like Ronaldo and Bale. Barcelona bought in the likes of Paco Alcacer this season for 40 million.
Yeah. See, I see all these young players being linked with massive clubs, and you'll have 4 Premier League clubs, and then you'll have Bayern. Bayern always get the player.
But Bayern have a track record of bringing in these players. Look, you look at Renato Sanchez, Philip Lahm, David Alaba.
Yeah, no, but I see it. But then I see like teams like Liverpool are linked with them. You're looking at Arsenal linked with them. And if I was a player judging by those teams, I'd want to go to Liverpool or Arsenal over Bayern Munich, because I know that at this stage it's more likely I'll get first team football rather than at Bayern Munich. But the fact is,
Bayern Munich, no, it's not. Bayern Munich are willing to give youngsters a chance.
Yes, I know they are, but that's the same thing. Arsenal and Liverpool are also willing to give. And you're looking at,
and you also probably get better coaching at Bayern Munich. You're going from better players at Bayern Munich. You just get an all round better setup at Bayern Munich, and that's why a lot of youngsters will pick Bayern Munich over the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool.
Anyways, I think we're going a bit off track now. We've kind of gone off a bit from the results, but it is.
I'm sorry I didn't contribute to that more. I really would have liked it, but I'm bollocks. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, I probably went on a bit of a.
No. I actually enjoyed listening to a lot of your points. They're really good, but I am like kind of bollocks. So I was refereeing and coaching this morning. I'm just shattered. Like,
yeah,
I'm fucked.
So anyways, I want to hear your guys' opinions down in the comments below. Like, Premier League, I think so much as people say. So actually, before we move on from it, people I know slate Man United, like saying like, oh look, they spent 89 million on Pogba. At least they're spending money. At least they're bringing in top quality players. I enjoy watching Man United play now because they actually play like they've got.
I wouldn't say they play great football now. Come on.
No, I'm not. No, I mean they play football with some of the best players in the world. Right? They've got arguably the most well recognized manager in the world. They've got some of the most well recognized players, and people to sit down and watch Man United. Guarantee you, Man United have enough fans at the moment. They're gonna have miles more now because they have those players.
But okay. Let's just take. I'm going to say one more thing. We should move on. Look, they've got the most. They've got the most prosperous French player playing for them. Yeah. They've got the most known Armenian player playing for them. They've got one of the best goalkeepers in the world playing for them. There's another one. They've got another upcoming French player in Eric Bailly. They've got one of the best young English talents, Marcus Rashford. They probably gained a bunch of fans from Sweden with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Look at these signings. You're pulling.
Well, it's not just the fans they're getting from Sweden. They have one of the best top quality world class strikers.
I know,
in the world.
but just think of that alone, right? Man United have signed all these top quality players, right? And they've probably pulled in fans from Sweden, Armenia, and France.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
It.
We'll head on to the next topic now, where we're talking about Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, who beat West Ham United 4-0.
That's a while ago now, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's from but we're still gonna just look at these results then. It was only last week's results.
It's like 2 gay weeks ago though.
2 weeks ago, yeah. But anyways, we'll talk about this and then we'll move on to the other week's results, which this week's results are starting now. But this was not the Saturday with Chelsea, just the Wednesday before that.
Yeah.
So we just look at that. That ended 4-0. Obviously, De Bruyne, Silva, Jesus, and Yaya Toure with the goals.
That was so dominant. It's Jesus, I'm pretty sure.
Jesus, because he's Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting there on my giving out yards about the commentators going like it's not Jesus, it's Jesus. And I'm like, oh, he's like Brazilian, so he speaks Portuguese.
Well done, Owen.
So it is Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Jesus, having an unbelievable start, and they're probably keeping a Sergio Aguero at the team. That's no easy task. Are we looking at Sergio Aguero maybe moving in summer?
Now, someone who's in the know, Gary's, with just English football in general, what was it? Aguero and Guardiola have had a falling out.
Who told you this? some
anonymous
no
reliable
source that Aguero and Guardiola have had a
and that's why Gabriel Jesus is starting, and even though like if and if you think about that, you kind of put two and two together. When he was asked about questions about Guardiola, when he was asked about questions about Jesus and Guardiola starting together, he was just like yes. So there could actually be something there. I think there is, because this guy kind of quite reliable. That my source is. So I think there could be a bit of a bust up going on, and Aguero could be going out. Atletico Madrid have been named.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be a big.
Real Madrid have been named, obviously.
Can you see? I don't see him going to Real Madrid though.
Neither do I, but they've just come to be named.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah, so if you guys hear first, if Aguero does manage to move away, we said it first. Subscribe, please. Do it now.
Yeah, he has a none.
But yeah, obviously a very dominant performance, and coming from a man who was slating Pep Guardiola for finally starting to crack, he seems to have found his form. I think I was looking at it the other day, people were saying Manchester City squad so aging. That was like last season. People were saying the squad, their team is so young now. Money after looking at it. Their entire front three has an average age of 20. Like Leroy Sané, Sterling, and Juan Jesus. Ilkay Gundogan, he's not exactly that old either, is he? He's 28, I think. That's young enough for a peak central midfielder. John Stones young. I think he can only get better, and he's playing a good centre back role that you want someone who can bring it out from the back.
I said John Stones. The problem with John Stones is he doesn't have a guy beside him that can teach him the ropes.
Yeah,
and I think he needs that to perform well. And once he has that, if Guardiola brings in a great centre back that can teach John Stones the ropes in the summer, John Stones will be a great centre back.
He's got Vincent Kompany there teaching him.
Vincent Kompany is injured at like half the time.
I know, but that doesn't mean he can't show him how to do things.
Yeah, but he needs to learn from him on the pitch.
Yeah.
As in, like, if you're gonna show someone something, you need to actually show them.
Yeah.
In, like, match situations, the same with coaching. You need to show them what they're doing wrong and what they need to do.
Yeah, I see that. A lot of people giving out about John Stones saying, he's so bad defensively, he doesn't get rid of anything. You're looking at John Stones. English fans have such a tendency to be like, hoof it clear or concede the goal, which is a really bad mentality. You look at all the Spanish Bundesliga. You look at all the Italian leagues. Their centre backs are well adjusted to bringing it out from the back.
Bonucci is
he's one of the best players. He can ping a pass.
The real BBC: Bonucci, Bertagli, and Cicciolini. I don't even pronounce that right anytime. Chiellini, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think Bonucci is well known for his passing ability because he got that class assist in the Euros. They pinged it all the way to the top. I think it was Adair got into the end of it and finished it. But yeah, John Stones, so much people are slating him now. English fans need to get over the fact that it isn't centre back's job isn't to hoof it out.
There was rumours that Bonucci was tempted to go to Man City in the summer with Guardiola, but he just didn't go.
I can see if Bonucci.
Imagine if Bonucci went to the Premier League, like to anyone, he would have like tightened up that defence like that.
Well, I can see it happening. He has been linked with Chelsea and Man City before.
If he came to Chelsea, I'd be thrilled. Like,
oh yeah, he'd be a brilliant centre back. But I think our centre backs at the moment are good. It'll take a lot to knock them out of their first team spot. At the moment though, the way I'm still looking at it with John Stones is give him time and don't be putting too much pressure on him. He's a young English talent. People should be happy that he's even playing for Manchester City. Sure, he's had maybe one or two mistakes, but he can only learn from them. And you're forgetting, if people just hoof the ball out when they get it as a defender, if people get the ball out, if they basically just get the ball and they hoof it out, you're not gaining anything from that.
Yeah, I was actually like, there was a kid that was playing today that was ref, and I couldn't like coach him or her. During when I was refing the match.
Well, obviously, yeah.
But just at the end of it, you have to like if you see something wrong, like from my point of view with a player, you have to like coach them through it, because a lot of the time they just don't think they should see a ball and they kick it away. Just sometimes you just need a bit of coaching and just a little bit of push in the right direction. Yeah, I think that's probably what John Stones needs. I have been critical of John Stones in the past, but that's just because I have a friend that supports Man City and it's fun.
Yeah, you were talking about coaching actually younger people, and like I know you have all your majority of your badges done for that and everything.
My minions, as I call them. But shout out to my minions. If you watch this, you probably don't.
But
you watch my channel though, so
yeah. But
get wrecked.
I don't expect to get views. Just help me. If you could like the video, that helps my family feed for another day. But no, the way I was looking at it is, I was listening to an interview with Neil Lennon, and he was talking about how, he doesn't feel that badges should be a necessity to be teaching people who are under the age of 10. I think the way he was looking at it is like, if you're under the age of 10, you shouldn't have the pressure of having to, be drilled stuff into your head. You should just be given a ball and allowed to be free with it. Because I think a lot of the players back in his time, especially when he was at Leicester, they were really good technically because they had the time they were growing up. I can't remember who it was, but there was some United player.
No, that's kind of what you need to. Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. But you still need to kick a ball properly.
Oh yeah. You're taught the main.
Most of my kids were kicking like that with the big toe before they came in.
Yeah, I know.
So you have to teach them to kick the ball with the pass the ball with the side of the foot, which way to strike the ball. You do have to teach them these things, but yes, they do have to.
Oh yeah, you teach them the main things, like you teach them how to defend, you teach them how to shoot, you teach them how to pass with the side of their foot. They're the main three things that you need to teach anyone. And I think at the stage when, I think that's where you should leave it at that age. Until you're maybe about 13, 14, then start teaching them more complex stuff about, man marking, about, covering, about making defensive, blocks and making runs through on goal. That's when you should be bringing that in. 'Cause no 10-year-old is going to want to learn about track and back, and no 10-year-old is going to want to learn about the foul throw system. Let's just be perfectly honest. That's why there's no offsides in lower younger age football. Because how are you expecting someone to be just thinking about all this stuff at the one time? You're just gonna end up overloading a young player who could turn out to be good talent, and then he'd just lose faith in the game and wouldn't like it. Anyways, off that now, let's go into another game that Hull City under Marco Silva have been doing very well at the moment. The game we're going to talk about first was when they drew 0-0 with Manchester United.
We got Marco Silva 2-2. Marco Silva. I want to be Marco Silva when I'm up, to be honest.
A very good manager, obviously proven very well with Sporting and obviously Olympiacos. Apparently he knows nothing about the Premier League, but judging by that logic, Conte shouldn't be top of the league either, so that's a bit of a stupid thing to say considering he's only come in. So Sky Sports pundits, if you want to sack them and bring me in, that'd be lovely.
You. What about me?
You can come as well.
You can come as well. You probably wouldn't even fit in my luggage.
You would. You'd fit in my luggage.
Yeah, fuck you.
0-0. That was obviously a very good result for them away at Old Trafford as well.
Hull's result since Marco Silva came in. They beat Swansea in the cup, lost to Fulham in the cup, lost in the league to Arsenal, which it was today.
They got that 2-1 win against United.
Yeah.
In the EFL Cup.
Won 2-1 against United in the EFL Cup. Lost 2-0 to United in the EFL Cup. Beat Southampton.
No, I don't think he was there when they lost in the EFL Cup.
He was, yeah. But,
was he?
But yeah, beat Southampton at the KCOM. You put me off track, thanks a million. Drew with Man United away in the league and beat Liverpool 2-0. I'm pretty sure these are the 8 or
and they've
10.
Lost 2-0 to Arsenal.
Yeah, I said that.
Right.
And these are the 8 or 10 results that are going for Hull at the moment. Yes, there was a lot of losses in there, but they played massive teams in this space of time. They're playing that was a different team, yeah. But if you look at Hull are doing really well for themselves at the moment. Marcus Silva's going to change things up as a different style, he's a continental manager, so it's not the old English ticky-tacky hoof.
Yeah.
It's more ticky-tacky, control the ball, get your touches, pass it along, It's more technical based, and I think that's what's great about these mainland coaches like Marco Silva. I think this is just a stepping stone for Marco Silva. As in, I don't know much about him from his time as Sporting and Olympiacos. I know he won the league with Olympiacos, but I think he could do well at Hull. It'll be a stepping stone for him to progress in Europe.
Yeah, so that's obviously good. They're getting some good momentum at the moment. That Arsenal loss might hinder them a bit, but I can see Marco Silva maybe bouncing back with a good win.
It's Arsenal, come on. I think you have to think the massive gap between Arsenal. Oh.
Yeah, you're thinking about it in that sense as well, but you're obviously thinking as well the poor form Arsenal are on at the moment. You might hope to at least get a point against them. Speaking of points, we go to Stoke City versus Everton, where Peter Crouch broke his 100 goal record, busting out a
Well done, Crouch.
It was busted out a rusty robot, to say the least. It wasn't exactly amazing. Someone described it in the analogy that at the beginning of his career, he's very youthful, did the robot, and then it was just kind of decrepit old man doing the robot, and that's the end of his career. That's really depressing. The poor guy's only after beating 100 goals. He's at the age of 36, I'm pretty sure. So
I don't think he's that old.
I'm honest. Well, he's maybe not 36, but he is I think he might be 35. I honestly think he might be. Anyways, we'll check it up after. Ryan Shawcross scored an own goal to give Everton the draw in the end. So yeah, that was basically that game. Nothing really too exciting, was there? Moving on to the next game, we talked about Chelsea Arsenal. West Ham United beating Southampton 3-1, which Gabbiadini scored in his debut. So Gabbiadini obviously played very well. Andy Carroll got another goal again. Shout out to Andy Carroll, who actually won goal of the month this month.
Oh, Gabbiadini's goal was class, I thought.
Oh, it was. He is. I think he scored again then the next week, didn't he?
This is the next week.
Yeah, well, this week, yeah. I think he scored again.
No, he didn't. Cause this is like the week.
Was there was no cup games in between?
No.
Where am I thinking he scored a second goal then?
I have no idea.
Maybe I'm getting confused again.
It's okay. Well, he does play for Southampton in your FIFA, so maybe that's why.
Maybe he scored 10 goals a season. But Gabbiadini scored. Then Andy Carroll got a goal. Pedro Obiang and Mark Noble. West Ham looking a lot better without Dimitri Payet. What do you think?
Speaking of West Ham, Payet scored for Marseille. Hey!
Yeah. Then again, you're probably looking at,
Hashtag shots fired.
Yeah, you're leaving. Actually, if you look at it now, where is it? West Ham finished 7th last year, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're 9th now. Like, considering the bad start to the season, they're not doing too badly. They're doing maybe an average. I think a lot of West Ham fans would have been probably happy with the way they started to get like 15th. I think a lot of West Ham fans would have been like, this is fine. We'll get going again. I think it's a lot of weight off a lot of the players' shoulders that now the Payet's gone, because it's kind of like a big superstar in your team. You need to pass the ball to.
I'm not so reliant on him either now.
Yeah, Lanzini's kind of come in. He was on the bench, I think, for that game, but he came on. He was very good. The likes of Carroll has really started to come into it. So if he can stay fit to the end of the season, I could see them getting 7th again. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, that was a good result for them. Obiang has been really good so far. So hopefully he'll be able to come into his own. Then going into the next game, we have at Vicarage Road, Deeney and Niang. Oh, Niang. Oh, he's after scoring against Burnley. And Barnes scored a penalty in that game. What are we thinking?
So, hold on. Now we've jumped from the Wednesday games to...
We're on the Saturday games from that week.
Alright, grand. There was a win for Watford, really. Burnley didn't really threaten other than the pen.
Big shout out to Watford. After they lost Nyong during the summer, they ended up bringing in another player of similar stature of name and Nyang. So I'm really happy with that. Could you imagine both of them playing together? Nyang. Imagine them pacing it down the wing together. That would have been top quality.
Nyang.
What is please shout out to Nyam and Yang. Nyam Yang. Oh God. I'm gonna leave Watford now. Maybe we'll talk about them later on.
Talk about West Brom.
Oh God. Now on to an absolute peach of a game. Everton versus Bournemouth, 6-3.
I know someone was at that game.
Romelu with 4 goals. Don't worry, I know it's Romelu, but just putting it out there.
That was a pretty good game.
A pretty good game. It was an unbelievable game, Warren.
9 goals even.
Yeah.
So wow, as Ross Barkley celebrated before he scored.
Oh yeah.
Harry Arthur and James McCarthy scoring. So good weekend.
Yeah, the Irish lads did well, and then Everton came away, which is basically an Irish team. Let's be fair. So they did quite well. Joshua King, got 2 goals for Bournemouth as well. So Bournemouth looking a bit shaky now. It could go wrong. I don't see them getting relegated, but at the same time,
Leicester, Sunderland,
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace are definitely worse than them.
Yeah, that's what I can see. But I think they need to invest in the summer defender. I think Nathan Ake was a big loss.
Nathan Ake was a massive loss. Yeah.
I thought he was going to have more of an influential role at Chelsea, but he doesn't seem to be playing.
He played it in the cup game.
The cup game, yeah, but it's a cup game.
There, so
yeah, but it's a cup game though. I haven't seen him in the league yet, and I want to see him in the league. Like, what's it called? Conte brought him back and said he's shown he's good enough to play in this team, but he's not playing. Like, why you brought him back? Like, give him the loan experience and then bring him back and maybe bring him in the pre-season tour and see how he gets on. But I don't get that. That's what I hate. I love Chelsea's. Well, I don't love it, but it's a good loan system.
Is crap. No, that's crap.
It's good that we have the players though.
No, sell the players, get a bit of money from them. Like, come on.
Well, they do. They always make a profit on players they have on the loan system.
Like we have over 30 players on loan right now.
Yeah, and it's working. We're getting money off it. I say our best player on loan is probably Andres Christensen from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Been a fairly decent centre back for them over the years. They were looking at
Tammy Abraham's banging in the goals though.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah, but he was charged with driving the license and he crashed the weekend.
Isn't he 18?
Yeah. So.
Aw, poor guy. Don't worry, he'll probably get off easy enough.
Yeah, because he's a rich footballer.
And because he's.
Hold on. There we go. Yeah. My voice wasn't picking up there.
Going on to Van Hanel's worst nightmare, losing 4-0 to
That
Sunderland.
was hilarious. What a douche.
David Moyes, I don't think has ever seen 4 goals for his team in his life.
Well, when he was Everton, sure.
But not in a long while. Kone, Ndong and Defoe with 2 goals.
He's watching me. He's watching my career mode, David Moyes.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched my career mode, watch my fucking career mode. David Moyes is clearly watching it because he beat Crystal Palace 4-0.
Sam Allardyce obviously isn't watching that career mode because he had an absolute calamity. What is it with Crystal Palace fans dancing with the mascots? Just stop. You seem to lose whenever you do
Sam
that.
Allardyce, you mean, not the fans.
Or did I say fans?
You did.
They're probably dancing as well, let's be fair. Sam Allardyce dancing again. They did that in the FA Cup final. Pardew did that and they lost. Just stop. Just leave it. Just don't dance. I know the urge is real when you're at Selhurst Park, but just don't. I don't think there's much to say about that. It was literally just a destruction, wasn't it?
Oh, it was absolute annihilation.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Going on to the next game, the one we were going to talk about, and I think we'd love to talk about, is when Hull City beat Liverpool 2-0.
Marco Silva, as I said earlier, Marco Silva, what a guy. I don't know good talking to much about Hull since I did earlier on, but Liverpool, what is going on there? As in, earlier on in the season, they were like, Sadio Mane, Coutinho, Klopp, Gerrard, as they always do, and I'm like, it's our year, it's still our year, but it's not your year, you're fucked, and that's all I have to say.
Yeah, obviously the big men scoring for Hull City, Ndiaye and Niasse. So I was really happy with that. Arsenal fans will be happy with the time score as well, the 44th minute and the 84th minute. So you got 3 4s in there. One more and you have 4 4s. Oh, so fair play to Hull City, winning 2-0 in probably a very good performance. I think teams have Liverpool figured out. Like, it's literally just sit back and counter attack. That's literally the way to break down Liverpool. Like, I'm pretty sure
Liverpool have no plan B.
Yeah, they don't. They need that. And I don't care who you are. Klopp, sign someone. Sign a big tall. Sign Peter Crouch. I don't care. At least he scores goals.
Oh, speaking of Liverpool, Matip, Cameroon won the African Cup of Nations.
Nyam wasn't at that either.
No, but Matip said he retired to play for Liverpool, and then he lost the African Cup of Nations.
I want to actually point out that a lot of Liverpool fans says he's never played for Cameroon. He has 27 caps for Cameroon. That's last time I checked. That's not playing. That's playing for Cameroon. But yeah, fair. Actually, I think we need to give them a round of applause for winning the African Cup of Nations.
Super Cameroon, Cameroon, Super Cameroon. That's their first African Cup of Nations in 15 years.
Yeah, and they beat Egypt, who have won it a good load of times. Egypt, lovely team. I think a lot of people were feeling sorry for Egypt. Isn't there like some war over in their country now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Guinea-Bissau got knocked out in the group stages. But, my boys, first-timers.
Yeah, they did well enough, like, considering to get there in the first place.
They got a point, so.
Yeah. So let's, Egypt were quite good in that game, but I think Cameroon...
I missed it,
Cameroon just outpaced them.
I didn't know what I was doing that night. I just fucking missed it. Oh, I was watching Leon Saint-Etienne. That was actually...
Is that better than Cameroon at Egypt, is it?
Probably not, no.
I don't know.
Probably not.
A lot of notable players actually playing for Egypt, and I didn't notice this until the actual AFCON came up. You got Mohamed Salah, you got Mohamed El Neni, and you've got El Mohamedi. So some decent players there.
El Mohamedi. El
Mohamedi. But he's after coming in. I don't know why I did that accent considering he's Egyptian. But he's after coming back to Hull now, so that can only strengthen their team again. Well, obviously didn't this weekend, but maybe next weekend, guys. Going on to the next game, which is one of the most boring teams in the world. Won 1-0 again. West Brom beat Stoke City.
West Brom are class right now. Because they have Neom.
Morrison scoring the goal. It's the 6th minute. I can only presume the other 84 minutes were just pure boredom. But they scored. They won the game. Enough said. Harry Kane scored a penalty against Middlesbrough, which saw them just about beat Middlesbrough.
So close to the 0-0.
Can we give Middlesbrough just a good mention? Like, fair play. Like,
a round of applause.
It's not worthy of a round of applause, but it's it's not like, oh, you're crap either. Like, it was a very good performance by them. Very unlucky to concede the penalty, but
pissed with that. I was so
they keep going anyways, and maybe they
better stay up.
Now, on to the Sunday of that week, we had Manchester City just scraping by Swansea City.
I didn't see any of them games. I was watching Bowes and Cove.
Yeah, I watched that game actually. Swansea deserved a point.
Oh no, I do remember this one actually. Yeah, Gibson scored so that actually it was a really good goal, and Jesus scored in the last minute.
Or Jesus
even, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty good.
Jesus
that.
Obviously.
Swansea looking really good.
Yeah, they are. Jesus got 2 very good poachers goals, and then I think depending on how Swansea should have gotten a point out of that. They should have easily gotten a point out of that game, and I was kind of disappointed to see that they ended up conceding the last minute, because I think if you're a Liverpool fan or if you're a Man United fan, you want to see Man City drop points, obviously. That doesn't really affect me, to be fair, but at the same time I wanted to see Swansea do well, and their manager got Manager of the Month award.
I like the guy. He was assistant manager at Chelsea when Carlo was there.
Yeah.
And he was assistant manager at PSG, Real Madrid, and Bayern.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Got Claude Makélélé. How did they entice Claude Makélélé? I think we've talked about this before, but yeah. Anyways, then we had the last game of that weekend, and it was Manchester United versus Leicester City. Absolute destruction. Juan Mata, Ibrahimovic, and Mkhitaryan with the goals. All in quick succession, to be fair. Arsenal fans will definitely love this. 42nd, 44th, and 49th. That's 4 4s. Get in. I just needed to get that off my chest.
Once again, I'd like to apologise to any Arsenal fans out there. Origin has just been slating you today. Absolutely.
You've done the same, let's be fair.
I haven't really slated them. I've kind of just, talked about them in a manner that,
I want to just point back on that argument I had about Arsenal. It wasn't much me slating Arsenal fans, it was slating the way the club was run. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans would agree with me in that sense. Okay, so we got past all of this week's fixtures. So let's get on to the fixtures that are happening this week. So, yeah, let's get into it anyways. Obviously, Arsenal v Hull, we didn't see that, but let's just check.
It was 2-0. It was 2-0.
Sanchez with 2 goals.
Yeah.
Fair enough to that. Now we have Middlesbrough versus Everton, which at the moment at halftime is 0-0.
Yeah.
So, what are we thinking?
Middlesbrough, Everton.
Yeah.
Everton's been 2-0.
In a half.
Oh, it's half time.
Yeah, it's half time.
I'm not predicting anything. It's half time.
Yeah, I know, but how would you, if you'd seen this at 0-0 at half time, what would you think the result would be at the end of the game?
1-0.
I think if Middlesbrough have made it to half time at 0-0 against Everton, I'm going to go with a cheeky 1-0 win to Middlesbrough. So, yeah, we go with that. Southampton are 2-0 up against Sunderland at half time.
Game over.
Goals coming from 2 goals from Gabbiadini. Predicting the future, as I did. But fair enough, he scored 2. Barini's come on. It's not half time, it's 70 minutes in, sorry. So yeah, it's definitely over. 70 minutes in.
Jesus.
Going on to the next game then, we had the 2 Wests coming up against it, West Brom versus West Ham United. It's currently 1-1 at the moment. Nasir Chadli and Faguli with the goals. So, what are we thinking for that game, Warren?
Cheeky West Brom, a goal.
Maybe. They scored 2 in a game. Oh my god, this is new grounds for West Brom.
But if they don't, it's still West Brom are class this season.
Yeah, I don't think the game will really affect either of them too much anyways.
It won't, no.
Like, neither of them are looking at challenging for European. They're probably going to finish mid-table. So there you go.
You know what, actually, literally, if you're anywhere in the world and West Brom are playing, if you know you're going to be there, and West Brom are playing away or home, it's easy to get tickets for West Brom, even in the away end.
Yeah.
They never fill out.
Now, I just want to point out something very majestic indeed.
Oh.
Jesus himself has scored for Stoke City. Joe Allen. He has scored in the 67th minute, bringing him 1-0 up against Crystal Palace. Fun fact, he's Stoke's top goal scorer this year.
With 7,
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, what a guess!
Well, I'm not sure about 7, but he is their top scorer at the moment. I think Peter Crouch has 7 goals this season, doesn't he? So I think he probably has more than 7. But very good, very nice for wee Joseph himself. Going on to Man United versus Watford, which is on at the moment, is 2-0 currently at the moment. Mata and Martial with the goals.
Fuck.
Actually, I'm happy to see Martial back in the team because he was...
Just fuck.
Yes, just hold on. The way I predicted actually the table to finish out, so this is good for me. I hope they actually win it. Man United, Martial is coming back into the first team after a bit of time out, so he has been exiled enough. So it's good to see him kind of gradually getting back into the team and getting a goal as well. Now, a game that hasn't started that we can talk about now is Spurs versus Liverpool, or Liverpool versus Spurs.
1-0 Liverpool, Gini went Adam.
3-0 Spurs, Harry Kane hat-trick.
Oh my god.
No, I don't think it'll be that bad. I think it depends. It depends how Tottenham play. It depends if Tottenham play their usual style of football where they kind of go out attacking like they usually do in high pressure, or if they'll do what most of the teams who've beaten Liverpool have done and just drop deep and counter-attack. I don't think their team is really built for that because I don't think Harry Kane's really that pacey striker you want on the break. Maybe you could get someone on. Obviously, Victor Jansen's not going to play. But yeah, I could see that maybe being 2-0 win to Spurs. So that's the prediction I'm going to go with. Sunday's fixtures. What are we looking at? Burnley versus Chelsea.
1-0.
1-0. I'm going to go... 1-0. I was going to say 1-0 to Burnley, but I was like, can I see that... Like, they're going to lose at home someday. So if it was going to be against Chelsea, I think that would probably be the occasion for it to happen. But I'm going to go with the 1-0 because I don't think they actually will lose. Now, this is a big game. This is a big relegation game that they have out there. Swansea versus Leicester.
Oh, Swansea are going to win.
Swansea going to win?
2-0.
Do you actually think that?
Yeah.
But you're looking at Leicester coming off a big performance against Derby.
And Fiorentina. Fernando Loriente
to score the goals. I think it's going to be a 0-0. I just don't think anything's going to happen. No, maybe not 0-0. A 1-1, because I can still at least see those teams have just such bad defence that they'll score goals. I think Riyad Mahrez is going to score for Leicester, and I don't know. Leroy Furt scored for Swansea. That's basically all the rules for this week. Now, there's a few more things I want to talk about before we end off as well. Obviously, I want to talk about Frank Lampard retiring.
This episode's so long.
Oh, it is. I'm trying to make it as long for people. It's not actually as long. We've had episodes long in this.
Have we actually?
We've had an hour and 20 minute episode. It's only an hour and 15 minutes so far.
Nice.
So, this episode was going to be long anyways because I said it because, we're going through a good few fixtures.
Really? No shit.
But Lampard retired this week.
Frankie Lampard. What a guy.
It's kind of pushing a lot of people to question who was better, Steven Gerrard or Lampard.
Well, you have to look at it this way, right? Gerrard carried that Liverpool team for years and they didn't do anything. Okay, they won a League Cup in 2012. Bravo. That was pretty good. Gerrard, helped Liverpool in that magical night in Istanbul. He won the treble, which included the UEFA Cup, the League Cup, and the FA Cup, which was really a treble. So for goodness sake, you thought the Europa League, FA Cup, and League was a fucking treble.
No, I didn't say that. I said it was a treble. I didn't say it was the treble.
What else? Yeah. But then if you look at Frank Lampard, he's Chelsea's top all-time goal scorer from midfield, mid-bloody field. Mm-hmm. He's won Champions League, Premier Leagues. How many Premier Leagues has Steven Gerrard won?
Yeah, but you're looking at the same
FA Cups. Frank Lampard's won. Frank Lampard's won Europa Leagues, League Cups, Community Shields.
I'm not going to argue it really on too much, but I'm going to give you the opinion of a lot of other people. I'm not going to say who I think is better. I think they're both very good in their own right and vote kind of different players in their own right as well. But a lot of Liverpool fans saying you're looking at Chelsea's team, you have all the other midfielders doing the work for Lampard. You've got Makelele, you've got Michael Essien, and they were all very good players in the time. You're looking at Liverpool's team was never really on the same sort of standards as that. And
there you go, Lampard was playing at a higher standard as well.
I wouldn't call it really a higher standard. I'd say he was a very good player, and I think that's what Chelsea needs is sort of an attacking midfielder who can score goals. Whereas Gerrard was just a very good all-rounded centre midfielder. I'm not going to argue who's better.
No, actually, yeah. Because this one for the comments, though.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Do it!
Okay. Put down in the comments who do you think was better, Lampard or Gerrard. Owen obviously thinks Lampard's better because, he's a Chelsea fan and because he obviously has mentioned the reasons as well. I think they're both very good players.
Don't sit on the fence. Pick one.
No, I'm
not.
Pick
one.
No, because they're two
Don't
different
sit
players.
on the fence.
They're two different players. I can't pick... I can't pick either or of them. If
Okay.
you're looking for goals, Lampard. If you're looking for all-round passion and quality on midfield, you're looking for Gerrard.
Lampard was a passionate quality midfielder.
Yeah, no, but he wasn't as passionate as Steven Gerrard. Right, if you're looking for a player who will get in dirty and give you the tackles and he'll win the ball back and he'll inspire players, you want Steven Gerrard more over Lampard. Not saying that Lampard doesn't do that, but Gerrard is better at him than that. And if you're looking for someone who can score goals and can, show up in the big games, you want Lampard. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think either of them are any better than each other. I think we should just enjoy both players and the both long careers that they had and how good they were. And look, we should literally not be arguing about this. We're never going to see as two good midfielders as them in the same time ever again for a long, long time, in my opinion. Also, another retirement that also happened was Philip Lahm has announced his retirement at the end of the season. Not a single red card in his entire career.
I'm so emotional.
Yeah, sad times. 2017, just stop. Can we just go to 2018 already?
Like Xavi Alonso's retiring at the end of the season as well.
Oh yeah, that's one I completely forgot about as well.
Fuck me.
Yeah, he's obviously had a very good career.
I love
Philip Lahm.
I fucking love Philip Lahm.
And don't forget, Djibril Cissé retired as well.
I don't give a fuck about him.
I think people underrate him. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, Philip Lahm and Alonso, man.
I know, but you're looking
me.
at... You can't just say Cissé was a bad player either.
I never said he was, I just said I didn't care.
Yeah, he said he didn't care, but I think he deserves more recognition than he deserves. In fact, he's won the Champions League. He's won the FA Cup. He has 50 caps for France. He's not a bad player. He's just not... and people are looking at us oh, look at him, he's going to be a DJ. I think a lot of people have undermined his career in a way that he was... To come back from 2 massive injuries as well and still be playing at a very good level is no joke. A lot of players wouldn't have been able to do that. So fair play to him. I'm after talking more about Cisse's retirement than Lam and Javi Alonso's. We'll obviously mention Lam's. Obviously, he's never received a red card in his career. Obviously, a very good player. Has won everything in Germany.
I love Philip Lam.
Has won everything in Germany. My God.
Countless Bundesligas.
The World Cup. Champions League.
Champions League. DFB Pokal. German Super Cups. What else can you win? And he's played his whole career at the Euros. Might of the Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are unbelievable. Like, they're huge. As in, to play for the best club and the biggest club in Germany, one of the best clubs in the world, for as long as he has, that deserves a round of applause.
We're dishing out the round of applause.
We are, fuck me.
Yeah. One last thing we're going to talk about before we go is Champions League preview for the games this week. The champions! God, that's gonna hurt my ears. So viewers, if that hurt your ears, drop a like. that's one of the most scummiest things to do is ask for a like after that. No, don't drop a like. Drop a dislike if that hurt your ears. I want to see how many dislikes we get in this video. So Champions League preview. First game we're gonna look at PSG Barcelona.
Oh, I was actually Kick TV were talking about this earlier. I'm gonna go for a cheeky 1-0 PSG.
I actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's Copa del Rey final on?
27th of May, my birthday.
Okay, so it's not anywhere near that. Anyways, yeah, that game, I don't know, depends how it goes. It could go either way. Depends if PSG show up or not. PSG obviously have had their, maybe Marquinhos and Thiago Silva could be, decent partnership. Depends on how well Areola plays, because we all saw how well he played against Lille. What a defensive calamity. Not even defensive calamity. What a poor piece of play from him.
That was terrible. That was
stupid.
Shocking.
That was worse than Petr Cech's kick out.
I couldn't believe what happened there. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, this is a massive result for Monaco, but of course PSG won. Yeah.
Hashtag bring back Kevin Trapp. The game also on at the same time that night, Benfica versus Borussia Dortmund.
Oh. 1-0.
1-0, yeah. This is in Benfica.
I know, yeah, 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. So, yeah, I could see that.
Dortmund haven't been doing great away at the moment. Last time I checked, today they were 1-0 down to Darmstadt. They've dropped points away at the likes of Hoffenheim.
But they do show up in the big games.
RB Leipzig. Hoffenheim, RB Leipzig have been massive games.
So yeah, but they've beaten RB Leipzig. They've beaten.
That was at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about away.
But they've drawn with Real Madrid away.
I know that, but that's why I said earlier on. Remember, I said earlier on when these podcasts Dortmund were going to win the Champions League. This is why. But as in, they don't need to go out and win. At away, a draw would be a good result for Dortmund.
Yeah.
And they're going to take them apart. As in, at the Weltklassen.
Yeah. Next game then the next day is Arsenal Bayern.
Oh, 3-0 Bayern.
You gonna go to is this at
it's at the Allianz 3-0 Bayern.
I'm gonna go 2-0.
To Arsenal, fuck me, you're mad.
Oh, to Bayern. God, don't even get me started. We're gonna look like absolute idiots if they actually end up winning this somehow magically. Olivier Giroud hat-trick. Maybe he can join the mighty Arsenal players who scored a hat-trick in the Champions League along with Thierry Henry and Nicolas Bentner. The other game that's on that.
You have to bring up Nicolas Bentner.
Yeah, I know. When I mentioned Champions League and hat-tricks, I had to say it. I just had to say it. Real Madrid against Napoli.
Oh, it's at the Bernabeu. Oh.
It is tough. And people look at it maybe a write-off for Real Madrid.
I know, yeah.
But it is actually tough because Napoli's front line.
You know what? I'm gonna go for this could be cheeky or not. But my heart's saying Napoli, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's gonna happen is Real Madrid are gonna win the first leg 2-0, and then they're gonna come back. Napoli win 3-0 in the second leg.
Right.
I know that's so bold, but I have absolute confidence in Napoli that they can do this.
I'm gonna say it's gonna end the first leg 3-2 to Real Madrid.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because I think as not great as Napoli's defense is, they are really good at scoring goals. Like Dries Mertens in his last 10 games has scored 14 goals.
Oh, Dries Mertens is on fire.
So even if they silence him, if you're looking at
Dries Mertens is sex on legs. You know that?
I did know that. They've got Insigne to deal with as well. But I just think Real Madrid, this quality football, at least when I saw them anyways, they just look
Who did you see them play against?
Sevilla and Granada.
You really should have done a vlog, man. I keep saying this to you.
No, yeah, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
We were talking with a couple of the final earlier, actually, and currently 68 minutes gone. It's Alaves 0, Barcelona 6.
It's actually fair play to Barcelona. Obviously bouncing back with a big result there.
Suarez, Neymar, Messi, Alexis on goal, Rakitic and Suarez.
You're also looking at, though, that Alaves team did beat Barcelona at the Nou Camp 2-1.
I know, Jesus
So,
Christ.
depends what Alaves shows up in the final. Okay, so I think that's all the games we have to actually round up. Is there anything else you want to say before we go on?
Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's quite long and we went into things in like great detail, but you know, we're just passionate with the game. So, you know, I hope you've enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm surprised if any of you have actually managed to
Stay
this long. But if you have, drop it down in the comments and say, I don't know, what'll we get them to say? Giroud for Ballon d'Or. Drop that down in the comments if you stay for this long. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and until next week, guys, I'll see you guys next time.